So, what to play next? Let's have a look. Some people want to see endless space. I guess I can do a quick demonstration of that before me and Chadman do anything like a playthrough. Let's start this up. I will warn you, it's not a particularly quick game, but people have requested it. I am going to have to change this to be quieter and be windowed mode, so just give me a moment. People are asking what games I have. If you go check my YouTube channel, you will see the vast majority of the ones I play. Okay, audio. There's master volume. It's already at 0.1. The only option is lower. Okay. Let's try this. Lower them all down and then... Okay, how's that for everyone? Good point. I need to put it into windowed mode for you guys to see it, but it was more of the volume I was referring to. Okay, so I won't be doing this for particularly long because we still need that League of Legends game, but I'll just demonstrate what this is. So you've got all your options: shape of galaxy, size of galaxy. Let's go for medium, spiral 4 empires. Leave everything else the same, I guess. I'm going to play the Horatio. They're sort of cloning specialists, mainly just because I've actually worked out how to play their early game so I don't get stomped. Oh, it's gone back to full screen again. Sorry, there you go. Whenever it goes back to full screen, you can't see it. So I'll go over that again. So you have your galaxy types here: spiral, discs, ovoids, twin elliptical. The size isn't normally the number of stars, it's actually just the size physically, so the amount of time to get between them, as far as I can tell. You can probably change it in advanced. If you go into advanced, you've got all sorts of stuff on constellations, wormholes, blah blah blah. So we're going for the Horatio, which are these crazy people here, but I'll show you the other ones. Let's get the United Empire, which are the humans. Sophos, which have this sort of crazy sleek ship design, which are pretty friendly, sort of scientific race. Hisho, sort of a bird-like warrior species. Amoeba are your sort of water world friendly pacifists, if you like. Cravers are your I'm going to destroy everything. They don't, build anything, they just destroy worlds. Horatio is what I'm playing. They're a sort of faction of clones. Sowers go around terraforming planets for other people, is their backstory. And Pilgrims are a sort of race of humans that ran off somewhere else as a bunch of scientists and became one with various things. So it's a standard fare of classes. So I'm going to play Horatio because they're the ones I actually know how to play. I'm not going to pick a faction that I don't have a clue how to play.
They are the Horatio, created from cloning technology of the Endless. He is the Horatio. They, it is difficult to differentiate. Spreading themselves across their home system, Horatio wished to fill it with subjects as beautiful as the most beautiful thing in the universe. Himself, Horatio. Now his goal is to make the entire galaxy beautiful as well. And he doesn't really care if the galaxy agrees.
So yeah, just to clear up the chat, this is just a quick preview to show you the game in advance of me and Chad doing a series on it. So it's not going to go particularly far in, and it's not going to last particularly long. So this is your standard galaxy view. As this faction, you can't see all of the planets that are in existence. One of the factions do get complete visibility of all of the systems and all of the transport lanes between them. So you click in a system, you get multiple planets in a system. So this is your starting planet, and you've got things that you can't colonize yet because we haven't got the technology, so Arctic, barren and deserts. And you will unlock resources like this one that are on the planet, so you want to try and target those. But the key bits of this information up here, which is how much food, production, research, and it's called dust I think, but it's basically gold, you can get off a planet. Population, blue are ones that are actually people. These are the potential for more people, so over time, so in 12 turns we can see here another one will be added to this. So if we click onto the planet, as you can see actually there's no exploitation, means we're not using this to its full potential. So you can specialise in food, production, dust or science. If you look a bit closely, you can see that's +1 per person on planet and +1 per person on barren. So if we had a barren planet, such as this one here, you get an extra bonus to, what was that, research? So it's good to note what type of planet you've got and try to pick the specialization to match. As this is my first planet, I'm going to go for industrial, just to get a boost to my production while I get everything built. Next thing I'm going to do is select my research. So you've got 4 trees. Basically this top tree is everything military. This bottom tree is all to do with terraforming and improving the habitat. The left one is all diplomatic relations, so that talking to other factions. There's also a few in here about finding resources and things like that. And the one on the right is all sort of scientific breakthroughs, improving your engines, getting extra cards for the fighting, but also uncovering resources. So one of the first ones I like getting is this one here, which is heavy isotope refineries, which as you can see gives +10 production to the system and various other things. So we'll set that as our number 1 research. The other thing I want to do is this faction gets a massive boost if this says fervent. So if we slide it, you can see just here we get a +10 to food production as soon as that says fervent. So although I'm dropping the amount of money I earn by lowering the tax rate, it means the Empire's a lot happier, produces a lot more food and therefore expands a lot more quickly. So that's where I want to be leaving that, at least initially. Now then, let's sort out our ships. We have 2 fleets. One is a reproducer, so that's a colony ship, and one is a scout. So let's have a look at the planet types. Protostar. You want to read the tooltips basically. So easily colonizable planets are rare. Blue Sun. Warmer, drier planets are common. Easily colonizable planets are less common. Red supergiant, it's unlikely that anything here will be easily colonized. And up here, a white dwarf. The less easily colonized rocky planets are here. So the best chance I've got of finding something useful is the Blue Sun, I think. So I will send the colony ship there. And I will send the scouts there just to start getting an idea of my area. So red dots indicate planets I can't colonize yet. Blue dots indicate ones I have colonized, and white indicates ones that I can colonize but haven't yet. So yep, someone's asking some questions on this. I lower taxes, they get exceptionally happy, they work harder, food comes in, they grow more, which allows me to go into rapid expansion mode at the start. So that's why I've done that. And that's pretty much all I can do in the first turn, so let's end that. So you get this little button here which basically executes the movement on all your fleets that are, you know, partially somewhat. So he carries on. Send this one up to there. So this is just the scout ship having a look around. We have a look in this thing here. So we've got a huge Arctic tundra and a couple of lavas, none of them particularly something you want to land on. The Arctic's probably the best planet in there to colonize for population, and the tundra is probably the best overall because it's got these extras. So Huygen rings, a bonus to research and dust. It also has this resource which is a bonus to food. So the problem is it's a small tundra. If this was a much larger tundra, this would be an excellent planet with these extra add-ons. But the fact it's small limits the number of people on there, so you won't get the maximum out of that. Let's end turn again and move. So let's start with this one. So we've got a small Terran, but it's got psychoactive air, which means everyone's a little drugged up, they're all a little crazy, so everyone's a bit happier, which is the +10. But it means scientists have a bit of a harder time researching because, you know, they're all a little drugged up and floating around doing hippie stuff instead of proper research. So what else have we got on here? Barren, asteroid. So even though there is a small Terran, it's not the best place to be. This, however, initially looks a lot more promising. We have 3 white dots. Let's see, we have a medium ocean, no other effects on it. We have another medium ocean, no other effects on it, and we have a small jungle. So if we look at the top, the jungle's the best for production, but in terms of food they're all the same, so I'll probably take one of the medium oceans as my initial colony because then I can pump out food as quickly as possible and move into colonizing the others at the same time. And this huge Arctic is something I'm going to want to move into later, as it gives a bonus to, what's that, research, for having this resource on it. Because it's a huge planet, that's a lot of people, so that's a lot of bonus research. So let's use my colony ship, colonize. So do we want Dorado 1 or Dorado 3? Let's go Dorado 1 just because it's the first one. So you can see dot's gone blue. Good little thing. Great things have small beginnings. And we have a planet with 1 population. So the first thing to get it doing is specialise in food production. Now it's going to take 8 turns to complete, so it can pretty much sit there doing whatever it wants in the meantime. Yeah, obviously this isn't actually just one person. It will be, I don't know, representative of 10,000 people, 100,000 people, you know, something like that. I mean, what is this? This is meant to be a medium ocean, so I guess it's probably equivalent to Earth, medium. And there's 7 on there. Go take the population of Earth, divide it by 7, and say that's what this is representative of. So what we've got over here, they're still doing the industrial upgrade. Our research finishes in 3 turns. And this scout needs to head somewhere else. Let's go have a look at this proto-star system, just so I know what's there. There's a lot of end turning at the start, just while everything gets set up. So what's this? Completed constructions. So my main planet has completed building that, so a good thing to look at is these 2. What this does is it converts all of your unused construction points into either research or dust. So in this case I want research just to get my my research going quicker so I can expand faster and start colonizing more places. And unfortunately there's a rather loud dog outside. I hope it's not causing too much issue on the live stream. So that's going to sit there permanently until I tell it to do something else. So what you do is you have it here, and if you ever want to do anything else you make sure you drop it in above it in the queue, and then if it ever runs out of things to do it'll auto default to this, which means you're not wasting production. I will try and get to some combat before we switch games, but I can't promise anything. So Titanium 70 has been identified. Deposit has been found on Dorado 5. So that's here. So as you uncover more resources, they fill up these little gaps randomly around the universe. So now we need to pick another research. Let's go for the next one down, because that unlocks another resource and gives us the ability to increase construction again. So core mining. And then what have we got here? To colonize tundra or colonize arid. I'll have to have a look around my various planets to see that. Okay, now, as you can see, these are solid, and the ships quite happily move along them. These ones are wavy. These are warp lanes, as opposed to these, which I think are called strings or something useless. But all that means is to use warp lanes, you have to research this technology down here, which allows you to go through wormholes. Sorry, they're called wormholes, not warp lanes. So until you research this technology, you cannot go down any of these. And what that'll be is this will be a middle area where other people will have 5-star systems maybe up here with wormholes to the middle as well. So until people can get the wormhole technology, you're not likely to run into another player. This is our area of influence. I think you can't colonize or do anything to another nation if you're inside their area of influence, but small startup colonies like this one don't have an area of influence yet. You can go to war with them. It's called Cold War. It's basically they're not fully considered part of this empire yet because they don't have enough influence, and therefore you can go destroy them, take them over, do whatever you like without having to fully declare war on somebody. It obviously annoys them quite considerably, but there you go. The AI, I'm playing on normal, and it's pretty much a challenge until you work out a good system to get going. If you don't know your startup procedure, you get flattened. I haven't tried the harder difficulties, but then I've only had this a few days, so I've not really tried it. So he's stuck now, he can't actually go scout anything. So what I will do is I will leave him up there, because anywhere you don't have vision, there's a possibility for pirates to spawn. Pirates have big nasty ships that I can't even remotely destroy at the moment. So vision's given by this sort of coloured ring you can faintly make out. So we've got a construction complete. So Dorado in here has successfully specialised in food. So let's get some heavy isotopes built in there now, and then set up the construction thingy afterwards, so it just auto switches to it. Heavy isotopes. Now the key thing here is to drop it above the infinite length one in the list, otherwise it will just continue doing this forever. Check my happiness, they're still fervent. I can actually boost the taxes slightly and still keep it, which is obviously worth doing. So this circle here shows visibility, so now we have visibility of, I have no idea how you pronounce that. How do you pronounce the system spelled OIAD? It's just like 3 vowels in front next to each other and a D on the end. So port deposit of Hyperium on colonised planet Garno 1, and then one on the uncolonised planet Dorado 3. So we should have picked Dorado 3 to start with, because then we would have this resource. I mean, there's only one of it there, so it's not a huge amount. There's not even a huge amount of Titanium 70 either. But never mind. So that's our research done. Let's get another one. So what's a good planet? We've got a tundra. We've got a good Arctic. So can I research either of those? This one is tundra and this one is arid, so we will go down the tundra route. What's this? Desert's over there. I'm not sure where Arctic is. Arctic's in the middle. And this is a ship design, which I will cover now. So in here, you have your 3 standard ships, but you can completely redesign a new one. So you pick the chassis of your ship up here, and down here you've got all the modules you research for types of weapon, types of defense, types of support module, so armor, power, etc. So we'll leave our scout up there. Now let's see, can I afford it yet? You've got these things here. So let's see, one's an administrator and a corporate, so that'll do nicely. These are sort of hero characters. You can put them in charge of fleets, or you can put them in charge of systems, and they will boost the abilities of that system or fleet. So I'm going to take an administrator corporate guy to boost the ability of this system here, because it has 4 planets that are colonizable, whereas this one only has 1, and it's a bit rubbish really. So you up here, change, in you go, you take over, assign to system, and he will start boosting food and all sorts of other things which should help the system grow quite quickly. Oh, we haven't picked any research. We need to get to here, so let's go that one, that one. Okay, we'll do it this way. We want the Arctic, and then we'll go this way. So they're now finished with that. So what I'm going to build in here is another colonize ship. Not that there's really anywhere worth colonizing. I guess they're low gravity. Yeah, okay, we'll grab that one. What about in here? Got a huge Arctic. Okay, let's build a couple of colony ships, shall we? I'm going to start playing quickly because we're running out of time. Research, good. Okay, how are these guys doing? They've got quite a bit of population, so let's start colonizing another planet. Once you've got one planet in the system, you don't actually need another ship to colonize the rest of them. You just click on the planet, click colonize, off they go. Let's see, and that one's probably not a bad one either, but that's got food. Let's go with the jungle second. Oh, happiness has taken a hit. Back up to fervent again. So we finished learning how to colonize ocean. So we've got a new ship type now. And now we're working on the wormholes. Let's see, let's get a seer ship going here. Sorry, we didn't learn to colonize ocean, we actually just colonized this planet. I was talking rubbish. So oceans are good for science, so let's put a science planet on here. You know, science speciality. So this is our hero leveling up. So we will make him better at labour, which is the thing that manages star systems, so he improves them better. Let's research. Oh, we've got titanium 70 now. So the purple colour is exploited resources, I believe. Okay, so that's our ship built here. So we create that now. And Do we have the technology to fly through the wormhole? Not yet. We've got another 3 turns. These guys can create that ship, and we'll send this down here to colonize. And we've got another one, so send that one to here. Colonize. Now which one's going to be best for food? This one. So set you to food production. You'll always want your first planet to be the best one for food, set it to food production, that then provides the population to colonize the rest of the system. People are saying they want me to play Amnesia with a face cam. I do not have a camera, unfortunately. I couldn't justify the cost for what it would provide, basically. Food, there we go. Research one more turn, and I can start scouting and we might meet another race. And then I think I will have to end this and swap. Okay, so we can go through wormholes now. Let's upgrade some, let's see, weapons technology maybe? Yeah, let's go for lasers. It's all about the lasers. Okay, so jump this way. Ah, interesting. So we've got some yellow suns. They are nearly always good for planets. As you can see there, 4 straight off. Tundra, Arctic, Terran, Tundra. So let's get a reproducer ship, or 2. Carry on hopping around. Determined to meet someone before I hop off to play League of Legends. There's somebody. Unknown fleet, we'll go hunt them down. Let's see. Arid, Arctic, Arctic, arid, but they are large and huge planets, so that's not too bad. Now you try and get to there. Oh, there he is. He's heading that way. We will try and engage him in combat. There he is. And battle. Okay, so you get the option of auto or manual. I'm going to select manual. So he's an explorer and so am I, but he's a slightly better one in terms of combat. So you get a nice little screen like this, and up here you pick cards basically. So my first one I am going to counter. Actually, let me just go with weapon damage boost. And then I'm going to counter engineering. So down the bottom you've got counters, so we'll go for that again. And then we'll go for an engineering ourselves to repair. So both cards got played because nobody countered each other. They sit here shooting at each other at long range, which is his first stage, so it plays his first card until this gets past stage 2. So health bars are up here for anyone who's interested in watching them. We're about to enter the medium stage. So we both pick the same card, so nobody counters anybody else. This looks a lot more impressive when you have bigger ships and more ships. There's just bullets and rockets and lasers flying all over the place. And here we have the final one, so neither of us counted each other again. So he gets a boost of damage, but I'm repairing myself. So what happens when 2 scout ships fight? Scratches, apparently. So he's taking damage, but so have I. So that's classed as a draw because nobody destroyed the other one. And that fight between those 2 scouts would continue for quite a long time. Let's see, what race was it? That was the Amoeba Empire we were fighting there. So anyway, what I will do is I will save this and we will continue it on another live stream. Let's see, live stream. Because it's a very small map, there's only 4 people, this shouldn't be a long game. With Chadman I suspect we will do a much larger map, make it last a bit longer. But so I'm going to end this there, guys, and we will jump over to League of Legends now. So I'm just going to stop the stream quickly.